Heather, welcome to our show.
Hi.
Were you really one of Radio Inc.'s most influential women in radio at one point?
That was just 2 months ago, yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you're no longer in radio, are you?
No, I was fired.
Yeah.
She was fired.
So you got...
Let's hear it for being fired from radio. Oh my gosh, we're all waiting for it.
So they fired you and then they said you were one of the most influential people in radio.
No, I was named one of the most influential, and then I was fired a month later.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
It was a little surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but wait, being fired, look, it doesn't matter if it's in radio or wherever it is. Being fired, it can just really suck because you get lost. You don't know where you're going to turn. You don't know what you're going to do. Or is it a great thing? Which is it, bad or good, being fired?
Both.
How was it for you?
I was a disaster the first 24 hours. I'd never been fired before, which I now highly recommend to everybody. Do it earlier on. Don't wait till they're 43.
Right.
It's literally like getting punched in the gut. I was in shock, and I thought, they took everything from me. What am I going to do with my life? How am I going to pay my bills? I've always had a job since I was 12 years old. And I thought, that kind of defined who I was. And I didn't know if there was going to be enough Chardonnay in Miami to get me through that week.
Right. But as it turns out, being fired is, as we're learning, defining who you are. You know what? You've totally turned your life around, and now you're doing your best to help others turn their lives around when they find themselves in the gutter or, out of a job.
Well, okay, I'm feeling like that punch in the gut again. In the gutter, out of the gutter. It's really just about overcoming adversity. And in life, you're going to be faced with adversity, whether it's being fired, being cheated on. I heard you guys talking about that. Or, there's so many things that can happen to you negative. And it's all about how you respond to it. So for me, this has been amazing. I decided to ask for help, which was a big deal for me. I was always one of those really proud people that I don't need anyone's help and I've got this. And I put it out on social media. I'm really struggling and this has been a hard experience and I need your help. And people just started showing up. One of the most profound statements that I learned a few years ago is fear is a liar. It's not real. You create it in your own mind. And by taking small steps, they don't have to be the biggest step in the world, but little things, just taking a step, taking action will help you build that muscle to protect you against fear and start moving forward. I was scared to come on here today.
Really?
Right? Of course.
Why?
Yeah, we're very scary people.
Why are you afraid of being here? Well, I mean, why were you nervous? As I've always said, there's a thin line between fright and excitement.
So one of the things I'm glad that I did, I invested in social media and in promoting myself and building, a larger persona other than just, what I was doing day to day and in my world. I wanted people to know I was proud of the work I was doing and I wanted to establish more contacts. Because of my LinkedIn contacts and network, I have received so many opportunities since the day I posted that I was fired. But that wouldn't have happened if I hadn't invested in myself earlier on. So I think there are some things that you can do, even though you are happy, to set yourself up for success.
So when are you going to write a book?
I'm actually almost done with my book. I've had some opportunity in the last month to really kick it into high gear, and I'm working on a book that's all about establishing confidence and leapfrogging all the villains that you're going to run into in your life.
Wow, leapfrogging all the villains. We all have one villain in our way right now. I can think of a name.
Who are they? Name yours, Elvis.
No.
If you name anyone in this room, we will not be happy.
But you know what? And I think whose phone keeps ringing? It's driving me bananas.
It keeps vibrating.
Is that you, Froggy? It's driving me nuts.
No. I swear it's not mine.
Is it me?
Anyway,
rookie move.
It could be you, Heather. Sometimes we have villains in our lives, but we don't recognize them as villains. You need to stop down, reevaluate who you surround yourself with, what they bring and what they do not bring, and what they take out of your relationship. And what I said earlier, that this is great advice. I mean, and Heather, you made me think of it, is we need to lift each other up. We need to be there for each other.
Instead of everybody talking about how bad society is and media and there's so much negativity, what are we doing differently today to change that in our own world? And literally, it's by lifting people up. It's by Froggy reaching out to me and sending me that great note and giving me this opportunity. when you pay it forward, it's going to come back to you tenfold and just changing our world. And we can make that difference, every single one of us.
Excellent. Heather Monahan, I want to read your book as soon as it's out.
You will have a signed copy, my friend.
Yeah, hey, I like that. Thank you for coming in. How do people follow you online? They want to see what you're up to every day and read your thoughts.
At Heather Monahan on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and my website, heathermonahan.com.
For all information, if you missed it, we'll have it up online, elvisduran.com, and on at Elvis Duran Show and at Elvis Duran on Instagram. My God. Thank you, Heather.
Thank you, Elvis.
We'll be back after this.